The INASLA Student Awards program was created to recognize academic excellence and outstanding examples of landscape architecture by landscape architecture students. These awards honor works that represent the academic forefront of the profession of landscape architecture and embody high levels of creativity and imagination. The Executive Committee of INASLA assembles a jury to review the student awards. It is important that we recognize their work here today, not only to honor their achievements, but to demonstrate to our professional members the caliber of work being produced by future professionals. The ASLA Student Design Awards program includes 3 levels of recognition: merit, honor, and award of excellence, recognizing increasing proficiency and achievement in landscape architectural design and planning. Join us in celebrating the 2020 INASLA Student Design Award winners. With the long-term goal of creating a pedestrian trail link from Gary to Indiana Dunes National Park, this project seeks social and environmental justice for Gary's residents who suffer from a history of abandonment by industrial decline and white flight. Surrounded by the richest natural resources in the state, yet isolated from them by a legacy of industrial use along the Lake Michigan shoreline, Gary suffers from depopulation, brownfield density, heat stress, and depleted natural resources. At the northernmost edge of residential Gary, between industry and rail lines, parks lie in complete disrepair, and trails wither without parks to link, discouraging human and environmental connections. Limited financial resources make it difficult to maintain neighborhood parks established during peak population, necessitating cost-friendly solutions that secure new investments. North border parcels, Ambridge Man, Jackson, and Gateway Parks, are updated to express the urban spirit and catalyze future connections. Social and environmental justice hinges on vibrant park spaces, and research was needed to show what kinds of park and trail activity can remain lively given current populations and park access. Congratulations to David Armbruster of Purdue University on a Merit Award in the category of Planning and Analysis for Out of Isolation, Gary's Path to Social and Environmental Justice. This project explores an alternative methodology for a nature-based, individualized environment for children in trauma therapy. It is built on the premise that a fascinating environment or activity using involuntary attention can restore mental capacity and directed attention, and that the characteristics and density of fractal patterns can create that fascination. The role of trauma-focused cognitive behavioral therapy is to break the mental connection between a specific situation or feeling and the initial survival-centric reaction in order to understand the impact of a past event and to, quote, reset the brain to process emotions and future experiences by intaking new information. By restoring directed attention capacity, a fascinating environment and activity assists a child to break out of the survival loop and begin to integrate trauma into the past. Fractals become a signifier of naturalness. The natural becomes the source of fascination, and fascination becomes the energy to recharge mental fatigue. With the duality of therapy requirements and a fractal perspective, the garden provides an adaptive setting for trauma therapy activities. The project site includes Michael's House, a satellite child trauma center of Dayton Children's Hospital in Fairborn, Ohio. Congratulations to Deborah Matson of Ball State University on an honor award in the category of design works for On the Nature of Healing, a fractal setting for pediatric trauma therapy. The INASLA Professional Awards Program was created to recognize professional excellence and outstanding examples of landscape architecture by members of INASLA. These awards honor works that represent the forefront of the profession of landscape architecture and embody high levels of creativity and imagination. The 2020 Annual Professional Design Awards are presented and facilitated by the Annual Awards Committee of INASLA. The awards program is open to any individual, firm, agency, or institution for both projects in Indiana as well as projects located outside of Indiana, provided there was principal involvement by a member or members in good standing of the Indiana chapter of ASLA. The 2020 submittals were juried by a contingent from the upstate New York chapter of ASLA. The INASLA Professional Design Awards program includes 3 levels of recognition: merit, honor, and award of excellence, recognizing projects in the categories of constructed projects, unbuilt works, planning and analysis, and communications and environmental stewardship. The first level, merit, recognizes professional accomplishment. These projects illustrate well-executed solutions to problems of varied size and scope. The next level of recognition is that of honor. Honor awards recognize projects that demonstrate unique, high-quality solutions to challenging problems and provide valuable information in landscape architecture. The highest honor in the Professional Design Awards is the Award of Excellence. This award is only given by the jury if they felt that one project stood out among the rest, was exceptional in the execution of concept and project delivery, and has made a significant contribution in the field of landscape architecture. Recently converted from a one-way street into a two-way corridor, the city block along Market Street between State and Pearl was in need of an upgrade. The landscape architect led the design team and local design committee to resolve safety, drainage, and accessibility issues on this project. Several unique features were also developed to recognize the history of the area while still allowing the space to have a contemporary feel. The custom light poles were designed to model certain attributes of a set of columns that were constructed in downtown New Albany during the centennial celebration in 1913. The roof lines of the historic market structure were used to inspire a new sign that now sits at the west end of the median. Business owners are thrilled with this sculptural statement, as it has now made this block a focal point in the downtown. The city of New Albany has made the downtown facades a priority over the last decade. That fact is apparent when you walk the downtown corridors. The vibrant paint colors, detailed fenestrations, and varying textures truly stand out. How public spaces fit within this outstanding existing catalog of architecture was a main consideration in the development of this project. To ensure the materiality of this space would complement the surrounding architecture, not compete with it, the color palette was purposely chosen to remain predominantly neutral. With the exception of bright blue bucket-style lounge seating, the use of subtle paver colors, limestone, and black material allows the eye to be drawn to the surrounding facades. The addition of large linear wooden picnic-style tables, complete with charging stations, and a simple landscape palette provide just the right amount of functionality and warmth in this plaza. Congratulations to HWC Engineering and the City of New Albany on their Merit Award in the category of constructed works under $1 million for the Market Street streetscape. In 2017, the City of Lebanon commissioned Kimley Horn to prepare a downtown action plan under Mayor Gentry's leadership. The Downtown Streetscape and Big Four Trail project was designed, bid, and constructed by March 2019. Kimley Horn managed Phase 1 implementation to transform downtown into the place to be, with public infrastructure upgrades that support downtown merchants and facilitate community events. The project has prompted new downtown private investment activities within existing historic buildings as well as infill development opportunities. A brand new downtown events space facilitates Main Street community events. The block-long curbless environment on Meridian Street provides a fully accessible space designed with dimmable overhead catenary lighting, upgraded electrical service, and removable bollards that accommodate semi-tractor delivery of mobile stages for community events. Lebanon's newly constructed living streetscapes capture and infiltrate stormwater, accommodate alternative transportation, and provide a pedestrian-oriented, comfortable, and walkable downtown within an appealing shopping and dining environment. Street trees and drought-tolerant plantings add seasonal color and define merchant zones that downtown business owners can use to stage sidewalk sales, display pop-up signs for today's specials, and provide outdoor dining experiences. The South Courthouse alleyway was transformed from a dark alley into a well-lit pedestrian corridor that frames striking views of the courthouse and provides outdoor seating options for downtown's newest microbrewery, People's Brewing Company. The courthouse plinth wall was designed to comfortably support integral seating during downtown events. Large limestone landscape planters at each corner of Courthouse Square mimic the plinth wall and provide opportunities for future commissioned art installations. Mayor Gentry's vision for downtown Lebanon has been realized through Kimley Horn's creative design of targeted civic investments in public infrastructure to bring substantial placemaking, amenities, features, and facilities to this county seat. Congratulations to Kimley Horn and the City of Lebanon on their Merit Award in the category of constructed works over $1 million for the Lebanon Downtown Streetscape and Big Four Trail. Lawrenceburg Civic Park is a new public green space in downtown Lawrenceburg, Indiana. The park replaces over an acre of underutilized surface parking, providing a stage, event lawn, and plaza for seasonal performances and events. The design of the park draws inspiration from its location along the Ohio River corridor and pays homage to the city's rich history. The transformation of the impervious parking lot site to a public green space provided a desirable amenity to the community while also reducing stormwater runoff and encouraging outdoor activity and larger community gatherings. Native trees and plantings provide shade and refuge within the urban downtown setting. Lawrenceburg Civic Park has already been a catalyst for growth and development. Since the park's opening in June of 2019, attendance at Music on the River has soared, and the park is regularly programmed with community activities, including a farmer's market, mobile library, Shakespeare performances, movies, and fitness classes. The park successfully draws on the community of Lawrenceburg toward the Ohio River and celebrates the city's rich rivertown history. Congratulations to MKSK Inc. and the City of Lawrenceburg on their Merit Award in the category of constructed works over $1 million for the Lawrenceburg Civic Plaza. The Stone Family Center for Health Sciences is the first LEED certified building in a new 4-city block medical education and research campus located in downtown Evansville, Indiana. The campus serves as a landmark case study for sustainable development, urban infill, complete streets, and green infrastructure. Building 2 of the medical campus, a research and clinical facility, is currently under construction, and advanced planning for Building 3 has started. The SFCHS has already had a measurable economic and social benefit to downtown Evansville. In addition to training new generations of medical professionals, the City of Evansville has estimated that the new SFCHS will have an annual economic impact of $340 million by 2020. From initial site selection concepts in early 2013 through the formal dedication of the Stone Center in August 2018, the landscape architect was instrumental in leading the planning, design, and construction of the new medical education and research campus. Congratulations to Rundell Ernstberger Associates on their Merit Award in the category of constructed works over $1 million for the Stone Family Center Health Sciences. The Ohio River Greenway Vision Plan is a bold reimagining of an existing riverfront greenway as a world-class linear park which will connect a series of destination public spaces and strengthen connectivity between New Albany, Clarksville, and Jeffersonville, Indiana. The landscape architect was commissioned by the Ogle Foundation in 2014 to prepare a refresh of the 2002 Ohio River Greenway Master Plan. This vision plan offered the opportunity for an expanded cultural connection between and through the 3 riverfront communities, expanded amenities and new park spaces, access to the currently inaccessible acreage along the path, and renewed economic opportunity for the entire region. The new vision plan prioritized accessibility, safety, and visibility to create a communal place along the riverfront. The most significant recommendation from the vision plan was the reimagining of 500 contiguous acres of derelict and underutilized property as a grand park. The property offers spectacular views over a bend in the river, an oxbow wetland, quarry lakes, meandering creeks, and groves of native hardwood trees spread across a post-industrial riparian landscape with numerous potential community connections. Congratulations to Rendell Ernstberger Associates and the Ogle Foundation on their Merit Award in the category of Design Unbuilt Works for the Ohio River Greenway Visioning Plan. When complete, Geist Waterfront Park will have reclaimed and transformed almost 70 acres of former industrial land into what will become the only publicly accessible park space along Geist River. The reservoir is Indiana's second largest body of fresh water and the primary source of drinking water for the city of Indianapolis, yet has been largely inaccessible to the general public since its creation in 1943. The community cast a bold vision for Geist Waterfront Park, one which pairs active outdoor recreation with passive resource-based nature experiences. The plan for the park is divided into 3 distinct programmatic areas, each providing unique experiences, amenities, and activity levels. The park will embody the ethos of the Geist district and serve as a hub for outdoor adventure and water-based recreation programs. Geist Waterfront Park will provide visitors with access to a variety of flexible green spaces, natural areas, and numerous ways to access the water. The park will also provide multiple accessible play spaces that range from contemporary beachfront play areas to nature-based free-form play. Geist Waterfront Park is also envisioned to be a model of sustainability through the incorporation of comprehensive green infrastructure systems that capture and treat stormwater before it enters the drinking water supply of Indianapolis. In addition, the redevelopment of the park will include the reestablishment of native ecosystems historically present on the site, restoration of damaged wetlands, and the repurposing of existing materials found on site. Upon acceptance of the concept plan vision, Browning Day worked with the city and the city's finance department to explore different approaches to funding and implementation, ultimately helping to craft the RFQ for further design and construction that was awarded in May of 2020. Congratulations to Browning Day and the City of Fishers on their honor award in the category of Design Unbuilt Works for Geist Waterfront Park. Once a state prison, a hospital, and then a toothpaste manufacturing facility, the Clark's Landing development in southern Indiana fell dormant in the 1990s. Located in the town of Clarksville, the site has been vacant for over 2 decades, with several old factory buildings and a portion of the original prison standing as the only reminder of the past. With a vision for an adaptive reuse, mixed-use community, developer JLL looks to revitalize the area and enlisted Gresham Smith to develop a master plan for the 45-acre site. Leading a multidisciplinary team of architects and engineers, Gresham Smith's landscape architects helped the JLL establish 6 guiding principles for the project with a focus on access and authenticity. The project team also developed short and long-term implementation strategies that honor the site's historic nature. The master plan calls for hospitality services, multifamily development, commercial and professional office spaces, and approximately 3 acres of designated public open space. The team used a variety of site diagrams and photos to develop highly graphic communication methods and led live building tours, which helped to convey the design vision and highlight the client's goals. The conceptual plan is now being considered by local government and commissions. While the site will be used much differently than before, the design will honor the area's historical narrative while creating space where people want to spend time. Congratulations to Gresham Smith and JLL on their Merit Award in the category of Planning and Analysis for their work on the Clark's Landing Conceptual Master Plan study. The COVID-19 pandemic has had an unprecedented impact on local economies around the world. The spread of the virus, mandated closing of businesses, and the continued need for social distancing has created extreme stresses on small businesses. In Huntingburg, Indiana, population 6,500, 4th Street is the community's downtown commercial district. In mid-March, nearly all of the 35 businesses on 4th Street were required by the state of Indiana to close or greatly limit their business capacity. These closures lasted for 69 days throughout March and April 2020, with an estimated impact of $2.596 million, or $74,175 lost revenue per business, nearly 20% of their average annual revenue. The 4th Street Resiliency Plan, a look at how to keep 4th Street healthy, safe, and open for business, was a week-long virtual charrette study. The intent was to provide decision makers with the resources necessary to make quick decisions and implement an expedited reopening plan for June 5th through July 5th, 2020. 6 different scenarios were developed for quickly transforming the street. Each scenario explored different layout options and durations, and each was analyzed in terms of its cost, business impact, health impact, and political impact. Anticipated business impacts were calculated, and a comparison of the cost to implement versus the projected business impact resulted in a cost-to-benefit index and the potential expected revenue generated for each action. A risk comparison was included that identified the level of risk from the health perspective, business impact perspective, and political perspective. The study creates a case study for how communities across Indiana can evaluate how their outdoor spaces can contribute to local economic stimulus and recovery, and how landscape architects can lead that effort. Congratulations to Taylor Seeker Williams Design Group and the City of Huntingburg on their Merit Award in the category of Planning and Analysis for their work on the 4th Street Resiliency Plan. The North Split project is an upgrade of the existing interchange where I-69 and I-70 meet on the northeast side of downtown Indianapolis. As part of this infrastructure project, the Indiana Department of Transportation facilitated a Context-Sensitive Solutions Process, CSS, that created the aesthetic design guidelines to be utilized as a resource tool during the interchange replacement project. The CSS process followed the guidelines of the FHWA that involved a collaborative, interdisciplinary decision-making process and design approach that involved a wide range of stakeholders to develop a transportation facility that fits its physical setting. Elements that were examined as part of the CSS process included landform elements, local infrastructure elements, interchange infrastructure elements, vegetation elements, and community and public art components. The CSS process engaged key neighborhoods and other stakeholders to examine connectivity, character, and theme related to the North Split project. The aesthetic design guidelines direct the overall appearance of the new North Split infrastructure and other features within the project area, with special emphasis on integrating the interchange design into the urban setting of adjacent neighborhoods and downtown Indianapolis. The document provides specific guidance to the North Split design build team on key enhancements to improve connectivity, create an enhanced pedestrian environment, and integrate the aesthetic character of the project into the surrounding area. The design guidelines outline the treatment for a variety of aesthetic structural treatments, such as bridge abutments, piers, columns, retaining walls, sound walls, and fencing. In addition, they outline a series of landscape typologies for the various planting applications. These typologies included treatments for slope areas, interchange plantings, and detention areas. Finally, a series of additional community features, such as the creation of the new Monon Loop Trail, were identified to enhance the overall connectivity between the local neighborhoods and the existing Monon Trail. Congratulations to Taylor Seeker Williams Design Group on their Merit Award in the category of Planning and Analysis for their work on the North Split Context-Sensitive Solutions. Imagine Pulaski is a restoration of one of only a few public green spaces on the west side of South Bend, a predominantly Latinx and Black neighborhood. At 7 acres, the park serves as a de facto center of the neighborhood despite a general state of disrepair. The landscape architect collaborated with several municipal departments and local organizations to engage in a year-long, community-driven design process. The result is a landscape that represents the city's diversity and cultural heritage, industrial history, as well as social and environmental values that aim to empower everyone to thrive. Because of a long history of intense interest, particularly from the various communities that surrounded the park, the project team sensitively employed an engagement strategy that utilized the concept of meeting people where they are through a comprehensively inclusive approach. The final plan concentrated use towards the front of the park, using native planting as a long-term phytoremediation strategy, habitat development for pollinators and other urban wildlife, and as a buffer from the 2 active railroad lines. A walking trail, butterfly garden, wet-dry play areas, sledding hill, reoriented soccer field, now compliant with FIFA recommendations, and plaza were all included to strengthen existing park use. Advocacy played an important role in the park throughout its history. As part of that, the landscape architect successfully spearheaded an effort to name the new amenities after Dolores Horta, a luminary for both feminist and farm worker movements. This achievement built on decades of work towards more diverse representation in community spaces, and particularly at this park. In addition to work with community leaders, the team helped author a park board resolution to punctuate the process. This landmark achievement makes one of only 2 city public spaces named after women and the first named for a Latina. Congratulations to Troyer Group and the City of South Bend on their honor award in the category of Planning and Analysis for their work on Imagine Pulaski. Field Day is an 8-week virtual landscape architecture and design camp. The camp walks through each phase of the design process with an emphasis on empathy. It was conceived to help with the negative effects of social distancing on school-aged children and introduce them to landscape architecture and design while at the same time supporting parents working from home. Each week featured women leaders from around the country, each at a different stage of their career, who highlighted their unique career paths and experiences of the landscape architecture profession. By discussing their own diverse careers in landscape architecture, the speakers helped to reduce potential barriers to pursuing landscape architecture for the attendees. The inaugural session was for girls in 4th through 6th grades, with 14 campers across 5 states registered. The camp featured women leaders from around the country at different stages in their careers as speakers for each session. In part, Field Day started with a focus on women because it was Women's History Month, building on previous efforts to connect young women to the profession. The cost of the camp was a suggested donation to an immigrant-oriented community center that was raising funds for their food pantry, which saw a dramatic increase in need over the course of the camp. Through support by the campers as well as social media followers of Field Day, over $500 was raised for the food pantry. Congratulations to Jonathan Giels and Troyer Group on their Merit Award in the category of Communications for their work on Field Day. The Indianapolis Greenways Partnership, a partnership between Indianapolis Parks Foundation, the City of Indianapolis, and Taylor Seeker Williams Design Group, was established to promote awareness and engagement with the Indianapolis Greenways system. The partnership's efforts are based upon the premise that providing broad opportunities for residents to engage with the Greenways helps to build lifelong advocates, support, and demand for continued investment in the Greenways system, especially with underserved user groups. In 2018 through 2019, the partnership undertook a 12-month pilot project which included over 22 programs that provided meaningful engagement opportunities for users of all ages, incomes, and demographic types. Programs were developed, facilitated, and documented in the areas of health, fitness and well-being, cultural enrichment and engagement, education and awareness, and commercial engagement. Throughout the duration of the pilot program, development processes and costs were documented. Digital support infrastructure and online tools were developed for use by the partnership. Collateral materials were created to support the programming efforts, and more community partnerships were established to help plan, lead, or provide technical guidance to various program events. The final pilot programming summary report included information about how the structure of the organization was set up and operated, the planning process for all programs, the cost and labor hours for each program, and the return on the investment. Legacy initiatives that were developed as part of the programming initiatives include Central Indiana Girl Scouts and Boy Scout badge programs, Art on the Greenways tours, engagement with senior and youth programming offerings, Walk with a Dog program, and seasonal programming, including a solstice walk and a winter family hike. The Greenways partnership has demonstrated the local demand for programming experiences on Indy Greenways, and the documented work provides a blueprint that will be used for years to come for future programming in Indianapolis. Congratulations to Taylor Siefker Williams Design Group, the Indianapolis Parks Foundation, and the City of Indianapolis on their honor award in the category of communications for their work on the Indianapolis Greenways Partnership Pilot Programming Project. Environmental Consulting and Technology Incorporated, ECT, collaborated with architects from Farr Associates to develop a green office campus in Highland, Indiana. ECT was responsible for landscape architecture and civil engineering, which included erosion control, tree preservation, stormwater design and permitting, planting design, and the design of pedestrian and vehicular pavements. In addition, a tree inventory and wetland determination were provided for the project. The sustainable approach to stormwater management at the Cardinal campus is one of the ways that this formerly low-lying property with a high water table was able to be developed. Decorative roof drains direct the runoff underneath sidewalks and into garden-like planters. All of the vehicular paving at the campus is constructed of permeable interlocking concrete pavers. The layout of the campus was designed to fit into the residential area surrounding it. Meeting the complete street standards, the network of walking paths connect the new commercial buildings to the street network and are used by neighboring residents who enjoy the gardens. Unknown to most visitors, the gardens are actually bioretention planters that collect and treat the runoff from the building's roofs. The campus is designed to meet standards for LEED for Neighborhood Development accreditation. It will be the first such project in Indiana to receive this designation. Certification for this significant designation is currently under review by the USGBC. In 2018, the first phase of construction was built, including 3 buildings and site infrastructure that serves the entire project in subsequent phases. The development's anchor business, a LEED Platinum Veterinary Center, is a net zero energy facility with all energy demands met on site using renewable sources. When fully complete, the Cardinal campus will contain 8 LEED-rated buildings, including a boutique hotel and multiple professional office buildings. Congratulations to Environmental Consulting and Technology, Inc. on their Merit Award in the category of Environmental Stewardship for their work on Cardinal campus green offices. Promenade Park, opened in August of 2019, is Fort Wayne, Indiana's 87th public park and was the first phase of Fort Wayne's effort to develop its downtown riverfront as a vibrant mix of park space and mixed-use neighborhoods. In addition to providing access to the river, the park was designed to be a great public space where the community from all different backgrounds could gather together and have a shared experience. This project is the heart of the slowly emerging riverfront district, comprised of public park space and private mixed-use development. As such, it was a unique opportunity to highlight the work of landscape architects, our experience in sustainable practices, urban design, how people use public spaces, placemaking, and ecological advocacy was in full sight. The community responded upon its opening with anecdotal observations such as, "I never experienced something like this in Fort Wayne. I feel like I'm in another bigger city, and it is beyond anything I expected." They showed up in the tens of thousands for the grand opening and continue to show up every day, making Promenade Park an active, inclusive, and inspiring space where life happens. Congratulations to Fort Wayne Parks and Recreation on their Award of Excellence for their work on Promenade Park. Congratulations once again to all those who were selected as 2020 winners. INASLA continues to support high-quality design that influences and shapes the communities in which we live, work, and play.